Good night, everyone. I am Mr. Shalom Samuels and I am your host. We will be indulging in a discussion on the social issues affecting schools, specifically the role of social media in the classroom. And so, joining me on this discussion, we have a retired teacher, we have a current teacher who is in one of Guyana's school system, we have an influencer, social media influencer, and also a student, not forgetting a policymaker. We will indulge in a discussion to find out what role or how the social media influence education in today's society. This question is posed to our current teacher in Guyana's education system. Can you share a specific example of how you've used social media to enhance student learning? And also explain to us what challenges have you faced when integrating social media into your teaching? And how do you balance creativity and control when students use digital platforms in the classroom?
Myself and my colleagues, we came up with some strategies that we use to balance creativity and control on digital platforms. So firstly, I have here set clear guidance and rules. You ensure that each child understand the rules and the guidelines that we must follow. You can use rubrics for creativity, relevance, and respectful interactions. Secondly, we use teacher control platforms. For example, the Google Classroom. This app here, they won't be able to go and be easily distracted. The instructions are right there and they will be able to easily follow along. Here's where the teacher will be able to review their post before they go live online and ensure that it is appropriate. Thirdly, we have reflective practices. This is where we encourage pupils to make short journal entries and discuss how the social media help shape their learning. With the information received, we use that feedback now to prepare further instructions and integrate these social media platforms to help them. Yes, so some challenges that were faced when integrating social media in classrooms were firstly privacy concerns and safety. Parents were they were not comfortable with children sharing their personal information on these platforms, and we had to ensure that we got parental consent before using these platforms. We also had to monitor each and every child in the classroom. Secondly, we have the digital literacy gap. This is whereby students, they do not understand to evaluate to use these sources, and they needed explicit instructions, and we had to be guiding them and so on so that they will be able to access the information. Thirdly, we have accessibility. This is whereby students from the hinterland and rural areas, they do not have access to internet and they are at a disadvantage. So the teachers had to come up with offline alternatives, and we had to provide this to ensure that all students were able to have the same information and were given the equal opportunities. Specific example of using social media to enhance students' learning in the classroom. So I was teaching a grade 5 class and we did life cycle meta-analysis, and I created a Google document, and the pupils, they were able to update pictures and videos of each stage, and they post those pictures there on the Google slide, and they also inserted short captions. So the pupils were able to give feedbacks and they were able to communicate with each other and comment on each other's part. Now this Google document was shared in the class WhatsApp group. The parents were also involved the project and we were able to read comments and they had a first-hand view of their child's work. The outcome of this social media was that students were able to demonstrate a deeper understanding of the content through visual storytelling and engagement.
Next, we have our influencer, and I know a lot of persons are waiting to hear from the influencer. As someone who creates educational content online, what do you think schools can learn from social media culture? And how do you ensure your content is both engaging and responsible? What advice would you give to teachers or students who want to use social media for learning?
My answer to your question. As an educational content creator, I believe schools have a lot to learn from social media. One of the most valuable lessons is the importance of real-time feedback and engagement. On platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and even YouTube, creators receive immediate responses from their audience. Comments, likes, shares, which help them understand that what works and what does not work. School can adopt this same approach by integrating more interactive methods such as online quizzes, live question and answer sessions into their teaching methods. This not only makes learning more engaging, but also encourages students to participate actively rather than passively observing information. Another key takeaway from social media is the power of personalization and community building. Influencers often connect with their audience on a personal level, creating a sense of belonging. School can foster similar environments by encouraging student-led discussion, peer collaborations, and personal learning experience. This helps students feel more connected and even more motivated. Social media also emphasizes the importance of storytelling and authenticity. Creators share their journeys, struggles, and successes, which make content more reliable. Students can incorporate their storytelling into lessons, making subject more relevant and inspiring students to see themselves as part of a larger story. Okay, to ensure my content remain both engaging and responsible, I follow several key practices. I promote positive values using my platform to uplift. I educate, I inspire. I avoid sharing content that promote negativity or harmful behavior. This way, I create a safe space for my audience while keep them engaged and motivated. For teachers that are interested in using social media for learning, my advice is to focus on creating interactive content. Set clear boundaries and guidelines to maintain professionalism and safety. Foster a respectful online environment and teach students to think critically about the content they consume and share. Now, my answer to the question, what advice would you give teachers or students who want to use social media for learning? I would say approach social media thoughtfully. Teachers should incorporate interactive and meaningful content, modeling responsibly online behavior. Students should critically evaluate information, engage responsibly, and see social media as a tool for teaching and connection, not just for entertainment. When used responsibly, social media can enhance education, foster creativity, and help build a positive, connective online environment. Thank you.
Thank you for that answer. And now to our students. I know a lot of persons would want to hear from the student. How does social media help you or hinder your learning experience? Do you feel more motivated when you learn through platforms like TikTok or YouTube? And what do you think teachers should understand about how students use social media? Please answer for us.
Let's be honest with ourselves, right? Social media is our biggest distraction and a great help when it comes to making learning fun and easy. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been studying or have you ever been reading or doing something constructive and then you hear beep beep when you check your notification bar? There is a video from your streak partner. Your streak partner send a video so that you can restore your streak on TikTok, and we all know how important streaks are for us, right? So now you have to go and scroll in TikTok looking for videos to send to your streak partner to restore the streak. You forget all about studying. 10-20 videos later, you're there on TikTok laughing, giggling, exchanging videos with your streak partner just so that you can keep TikTok alive. Now studying, whatever you are doing, whatever constructive thing that you are doing, it's left on pause because you're on TikTok just because of that one notification. So you see how social media can be very distracting. To answer your question, right? Social media, it helps you find videos quickly. You just go up on the search bar and you type in something on TikTok or on YouTube, and there the videos will pop up because persons make contents every day on different things, right? On different topics and stuff that might interest us. For me, I'm not good at math. Terrible. So when I am in class and miss teach algebra or geometry, right? I don't grasp the concept easily. So now I would hop on TikTok when I'm home. When I get home, I'll hop on TikTok, on YouTube, and look at Sir Leon's video. Leon Beaton is a very great math teacher, and he makes learning fun. He makes these videos, and then he will play songs to help you understand it. Let me give you a little insight on my childhood and how I became an auditory and visual learner. Right? Going back to school, I was in grade 6, and my class teacher, she was teaching solar system for science. And now these children, they were like, Miss, but how you know which solar system comes first and which one comes second? So she was like, there are 8 known planets in the solar system, 8 known planets in the solar system, 8 known planets in the solar system. Do you know them all? We got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, no more. Pluto explode. And she started laughing, and so it was fun. Instead of her just writing the planets on the board, okay, so there's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, like, miss, boring. So the song now, it made us it was fun, and it made us remember the planets in the order. And it made us remember that Pluto explode also, because at the end, she giggled and she was like, Pluto explode, and she showed the sign like explode, right? So you see how social media can be fun. While it can be distracted, it is fun, and it makes learning easy for students like myself. You asked me if I feel motivated. To answer your question, yes, I do feel motivated because, like I mentioned earlier, I am an auditory learner. I learn through songs, and I learn through seeing pictures or looking at videos and stuff, right? So I depend mainly on those things to help me understand a concept taught, and that has helped me to increase academically, to improve academically. As a student, book, chalk, board, it won't help us. It didn't help me, and I'm very sure that it didn't help my fellow classmates because it's boring. We need songs, we need videos, we need a group chat so that we can keep it lively, we can discuss things, and we can have fun. Again, like I mentioned, when it comes to the distracted part of social media, when you are reading, or sometimes you might be looking at the same videos that help you, but a notification will pop up. Your friend wants to spill the tea about what happened in school, and my friends, they always want to say something about what happened in school that we didn't get to talk about. So now when you up into WhatsApp, or you go on TikTok or Facebook or Messenger to gaff with your friends, your time taken up there. Where you do catch yourself, it's late, you have to go and prepare to bed to go to school the next day. So you didn't get to complete your homework, you didn't get to study, you didn't get to finish looking at the videos. So like I mentioned, social media can be both a distraction and an attraction. Thank you.
I know this discussion was a very informative one, but it's not over just yet. We have our policy maker who will wrap this discussion up for us. What is the Ministry of Education stance on using social media in schools? How do current policies address concerns like privacy, cyberbullying, and screen time? And what support or training is available for teachers who want to use social media responsibly?
My name is Rena Springer, and I will be answering 3 questions on policy maker. Question 1. What is the Ministry of Education stance on using social media in schools? The Ministry of Education encourages kind and emotional intelligent use of social media. The Ministry firmly supports school-level regulations to control and restrict smartphone use during school hours, but it does not favor a complete ban on cell phones. The goal of this strategy is to increase student productivity and decrease distractions. Schools have the freedom to choose how they want to control device, whether that means limiting access completely during a specific time or permitting restricted, regulated use with explicit rules. In response to rising concerns about unkind behavior on social media, the ministry launched its Be Kind campaign. This initiative promotes emotional intelligence and encourages kindness among children, teachers, and parents. It uses interactive posts, videos, graphics, and other resources to foster respectful and positive online behavior. Alongside this, as social media became a new channel for bullying, the ministry committed to a broader anti-bullying strategy that includes parental contracts to be rolled out through consultations soon. The ministry's comprehensive and proactive approach reflects a clear commitment to 1. Balancing technology and discipline by allowing its use when appropriate while guarding against misuse. 2. Promoting digital citizenship, ensuring students understand the impact of their online actions. 3. Protecting students' rights and privacy, particularly through stricter access protocols and discouraging harmful online behaviors. Question 2. How do current policies address concerns like privacy, cyberbullying, and screen time? Current policies addresses privacy, cyberbullying, and screen time through the Cybercrime Act of 2018 and the Data Protection Act of 2023. While the Cybercrime Act includes provisions against cyberbullying, it does not explicitly address all forms. The Data Protection Act focuses on regulating the collection and the use of personal data. including children's data with principles similar to GDPR. Additionally, there is a push for more research and awareness to guide policy decisions and promote responsible digital citizenship. On privacy, the ministry is making tangible moves to protect students through enforced access protocols and privacy-conscious digital tools, despite national legislation still being pending. To combat cyberbullying, efforts center on mindset shifts, be kind, and parental engagement to ensure bullying is addressed both at school and at home. And concerning screen time, the approach is practical and school-driven, avoiding heavy-handed bans while acknowledging legitimate concerns about distraction. Question 3. What support or training is available for teachers who want to use social media responsibly? In Guyana, teachers who want to use social media responsibly and leverage digital tools more broadly have access to several key training and support opportunities offered by the Ministry of Education and its partners. These resources can help educators navigate digital citizenship, promote safe online practices for students, and enhance their own tech literacy. Innovation and ICT training with the OAS and Pro-Futura, a 100-hour online program offering modules from basic to professional levels, focused on digital skills, innovation, and online teaching. Teachers earn certificates and access is made affordable through zero-rated data from GT&T and Digicel. We also have the EduConnect webinars with GT&T, virtual sessions covering online safety, evaluating credible sources, positive digital presence, and responsible social media use. And then finally, we have Reach and Impact. By late 2020, more than half of Guyana's teachers had enrolled in this program, making them widely accessible. So there we had the 3 questions on Policymaker. Thank you for watching and listening.
I have been your host, Mr. Shalom Samuels, and I trust that this discussion was fruitful and engaging for all. Thank you for listening.